be key in this game, yeah, is that midfield battle. And obviously, at the minute, there's a massive conversation, continuous conversation about Enzo Fernandez, yeah? You lot know I like Enzo. I think he's a good footballer, but he's not in my strongest 11, right? This game is going to be key. That midfield battle, that's Slot's machine. Slot loves the midfield, right? And if we get outrun in that midfield, we will not win the game. We need to make sure we're winning that midfield battle. And right now, where Enzo's playing, like I've said, I'd rather play Dewsbury Hall there. I'd rather play Caicedo there, Felix and Cuckoo, Carney. In fact, there's like 5 other players I'd rather play there. You know, Lavia's fit right now, so I don't know what Maresca's going to do. I don't know if he's going to drop Enzo. I highly doubt it because he's the captain, you know. But we need to win that midfield battle, man, because that is Liverpool's bread and butter right now. Gravenberch is on form. McAllister, you got Szoboszlai presses. You know, in attack, again, they're quite good in attack, but we're good in attack. But if we don't win that midfield battle, we're not going to win the game. We're not going to win the game, bruv.
There's a question for you here. It says, is Don finally turning on Enzo?
Bro, it's not about turning on Enzo. This goes to show you, lot, that I never overrated him. I like Enzo, but like I've said, there's others that I would prefer to play in that position, bro. And for me,
such a politician.
You're not gonna get the best. You're not gonna get the best. No, the way it is, Lawless. Yeah, I know myself. I'm not gonna see the best of Enzo where he's being played, right? So when people are cooking him and that, I'm like, bro, like, listen, I know I'm not gonna see the best of him there. The best Enzo is in the first phase. I'm not gonna see Enzo doing a role that Felix is meant to be doing to the best of his ability, bro. Because unfortunately, he runs about like a Teletubby, bruv. Yeah, when he loses the ball, it's Teletubby settings. You know what I'm saying? He struggles with the running and that, bro. He's not dynamic enough. You know, in that role, you need someone who's dynamic, and he's not that. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what you are saying is that the people that said he isn't of Chelsea's standard to get them back into like title races and stuff, you're saying they're right.
No, I mean, I'm saying in terms of how he was used last season, Terry. Like the same way you're talking about Manu. I always talk to you about Manu, how he's being misused in your midfield. Same thing as Poch, bro. You weren't using him correctly, right? And I kept telling you, listen,
on Enzo, no accountability.
No. Exactly. This is what I'm saying, Lawless. When Enzo didn't play well, I would criticize him, but I would always add the fact that he's not being used correctly, right? Same sort of thing now. For me, I don't think Enzo's being used correctly right now. I don't like him in that role. Yeah, but the issue that you've got is in the first phase, Maresca does not trust him because off the ball, he clearly doesn't trust that he's going to win the ball back. And for me, yeah, bro, I'll be real. I thought he was going to use him the way he used Harry Winks, because Harry Winks was in the first phase. You had Ndidi that was counter-pressing from the front at Leicester, right? So I thought Caicedo would be the Ndidi and Enzo would be the Harry Winks. But Maresca's done it the other way around. Do you know what I'm saying? So, boy, listen, I'm praying that he improves in that role, but I've played football, bro, and I can look at this guy physically, yeah, and he's just not that guy in that position, bro. Yeah, you would never put Tony Cruz, not to say Enzo's as good as Tony Cruz. They're similar profile, how they dictate the game. You would never see Tony Cruz in the second phase trying to crash the box and trying to attack and that. You always see him in the first phase just controlling the game. That's all he does. That's what Enzo
so who is doing that for you right now, in your opinion?
Bro, it's supposed to be Caicedo, basically, because Caicedo picks up the ball from the defense.
And you would prefer you would prefer Caicedo and Lavia to do that to Enzo?
No, I'd rather Caicedo play as the box to box where Enzo's playing, and then Enzo be the one grabbing the ball and dictating the play. That's what I'd rather.
So it's not the player then. So Maresca's getting it wrong.
For me, yes. For me, playing Enzo there, it's not good. It's not good, bro. I can't lie. You know,
here's the thing, Dan.
He's looked okay. Like he's looked okay there. He's looked okay with the relationship with Sancho and that. He's done better than before, innit? But all I'm saying, Terry, is you're not going to see the best of Enzo in that role. I just don't see him, you know, reaching his absolute maximum in that position, bro.
I don't think he has a future with Maresca if he doesn't figure out his position now. Because I used to look at your midfield three, and I used to always say that Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo for me doesn't work. I used to say that eventually you're going to have a creation issue. Let's say, obviously, all of them were fit at the time, which wasn't the case last season. I said when all fit, I don't think that midfield works because there won't be any creation to it. And I think Maresca actually, he proved that this year because he went and he started using a 10. I don't know how much he used the 10 last year. And he definitely wasn't using Palmer in the 10. Obviously, he was on the wing. So the fact that he put Palmer in the 10 this year, and now you're using Caicedo, and I think when Lavia's back, he'll be using him. It really doesn't show me that Enzo has a lot of use in that midfield in the way that you want it to be. And the fact that he's probably your highest, is he the most expensive midfielder you signed? The fact that he's technically your most
Caicedo costs more. Caicedo costs more.
Enzo him and Caicedo were both 100 million plus. So they're both too expensive to be bench players. And the way I look at this, how this midfield is structured, I don't see a huge future for Enzo. I really don't. You've
Yeah,
highlighted some of the things that I've said last year, but now you're seeing it more under a better manager, which to me that's more alarming. When you
I
can't
think
fit, when you can't fit in the system, when the system is good, that is more of an issue than when the team is just completely bad. So
but Staffy,
I don't know.
this is the thing though. When people were saying, "Oh, you paid 105 million for a player that can only play one role," I said, "Yeah, we did." I didn't run away from it. I said, "Bro, Enzo is we paid for a niche skill, right? Because there's not many players that can dictate the game the way Enzo does, right? That sort of profile. Real Madrid right now, look at them. They're missing Cruz. If they had Enzo right now, they'll be playing a lot better. Because
you don't think Lavia could do that
season,
job, by the way? You've watched him more than me, and I know you rate him highly. You don't think Lavia could do that job?
No, that's what I'm saying. For me, my
why,
best midfield is Lavia.
Why would they? Yeah,
Lavia, Caicedo, and Palmer.
So I get your point. Is that based on how you play though? Because you're sort of sitting here and saying like Enzo can't get into our team, but the biggest and best team in the world should sign him and he'll make them better.
Because I think he can do the role that Cruz was doing for them, is my point.
No, right? I do hear it. Because he slots in exactly for Cruz, which I don't disagree with. Because I've heard that, by the way, from other Madrid. Well, you're not a Madrid fan, but I heard that from Madrid fans saying they would take Enzo in that team because he slots into what Cruz was already doing. And they don't restructure anything in their midfield. Their midfield is already established. Yeah. I think the difference is that Chelsea's midfield is just still newly established. And they've had a lot of injuries and they had a change of manager. So the way the midfield was set up last season is different than this season, and the way they have their selected three basically has nothing to do with last year. So yeah, see when I was talking about Madrid fans, I was meaning this guy.
Big up Will, right? Yeah, big up Will. Big up Will. I ain't seen you in ages, bro. Where you been? Get yourself back on the show, brother.
I was seeing bigging up our team.
Let me defend you here, Terry. He keeps telling me, he was like, "Oh yeah, Terry doesn't invite me no more." I was like, "Bro, I promise you, it's KJ's, not Terry." I was like, "Terry never invited me to the Terrace. It used to be KJ, and until KJ added me to the chat, I wasn't on the show."
It's literally part of KJ's job. One of KJ's job that he gets paid for is to organize, other than straight facts, because you're all in a group chat and we do it in there. He organizes the panels. KJ, you are watching. Reach out to Will, get his number, put him in the group chats, and also in fairness to KJ, he puts everyone in a group chat. If he's forgot to put you in a group chat, because I've recently put CB into one of the group chats myself, because I've been forgetting for 5 months. 5 months I forgot to put him in. So yeah, we'll always have you on, bruv. Yeah, like the football team, generally, everyone's welcome on the Terrace.
Put that comment up as well.
Generally,
put that comment up as well from Non-Chuku as well, Terry, because people don't seem to people. One thing I've realized about doing YouTube is that comprehension is a skill which clearly not everyone has, bruv. Yeah, make it make sense.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Don.
No, but
make it make sense. How will he not fit into Chelsea but fit into the best team in the world? Only Don, bro. Real Madrid don't have Toni Kroos anymore, right? If you actually watch Real Madrid, Kelvin, I'm gonna call you Kelvin. I don't want to butcher your first name, yeah. You would know that they're not playing well this season. Yeah, and a lot of Madrid fans, like what Staffy's been saying, is they're missing Toni Kroos. Yeah, Enzo is a very similar profile to Toni Kroos. So we don't, like I said, he can go into that team and fill that void that Toni Kroos has left. Right now, for us, we're not playing. We don't need that person. Well, we can play Lavia there. We've been playing Caicedo there. Enzo, we're not missing someone that can play in that role, if that makes sense right now, because Caicedo is doing that job.
It's all about profiles at the end of the day, Don. And this is what I don't think people understand. It's all about profiles at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The way that you use a player in your team, it doesn't mean that everyone else in the world uses it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if City go tomorrow and they try to replace Haaland because Haaland's got sold or got injured, I don't expect them to replace him with a profile that kind of looks like, I don't know, like Bobby Firmino as an example. Because they went from an out-and-out striker to someone who is just, you know what I'm saying, who's just like more of a false nine or something. That's the same thing in that midfield you talk about. Enzo doesn't go in and just take anyone's spot. He literally takes Kroos' spot because Kroos no longer exists. That's just that simple. Yeah. That job is no longer there. If Terry leaves the Terrace and you get someone to replace him, it's not because that person was better than Terry. It's just solely because Terry's no longer here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the sense it makes.
Now they're losing their mind. They don't rate him.
How can he play for Madrid? No, I'm not leaving. I ain't fucking leaving.
it's getting
Me and KJ
people
had a
rattled, Terry. It's
6-second
getting
plan,
people
man.
rattled, Terry, because Enzo technically is underperforming. So it's like, how can a player just looking like this go to Real Madrid, the best team in the world? And I'm like, bro, listen to what we're saying. They're missing that profile. They need an Enzo type
Look
profile.
at this. Look at the. I mean, people in Napoli are like, you heard what's his name, Di Canio say, I can't believe Man United sold this player, and it's just. Listen, I did say he would leave and do well elsewhere. By the way, it's going to happen when Rashford leaves. It's going to happen when Bruno leaves. They're going to go. They're not bad players. You may not like them all. It's just sometimes a circumstance scenario. Endo, Gravenberch, Gundogan, and Rice are better than Enzo in that role.
I'd say Rice is better off the ball in that role that he's currently playing. On the ball, Enzo's still better than him in that role. Some of the through balls I was seeing this guy making against Brighton, bro, it was crazy.
I would never watch that.
Yeah. Don, who's your Delulu water supplier, or is this other substances you are taking? Please, rival. He's got rival tears.
Who the hell supplied these? I need them in the US, bro. What's going on here? I need one.
I was actually chatting today. I've been talking to the guy that owns that today, actually, funny enough.
Yeah, he told me he'd send me one and he didn't. What's going on here? I need some supplies in the US.
What does it taste like?
Go back on that one as well. Go back on that one. They're saying Enzo and Cruz comparison. You see what I'm saying? People don't listen. Whether you like it or not, yeah, Cruz is a very similar profile to Enzo. If you've watched enough of both of them, you would know this. Yeah, it doesn't mean Enzo's as good as Cruz. No one's saying Enzo's better than Cruz. We're saying they're a same profile, bro. Similar profile. As simple as that. That's it. Yeah,
I hear you on that. Before we move on from Chelsea, what have you made as well of the sort of the kickoff, not the kickoff show, the people kicking off about Cole Palmer? I know he had a stinker last night. The same with the rest of the England players.
Stop saying this, Terry. He didn't have a stinker.
He had a shot in the opening 30 seconds that went backwards, and then he ballooned the shot over 5 yards. I'm not singling out Palmer. I thought everybody that started the game, barring Colwell, and I thought Madueke came on and looked dangerous. Outside of that, I thought every England player looked awful. But Cole Palmer got England's player of the year. Not the best English player in Premier League, champion, everything. It was best England player. A lot of England fans were angry about this. Or a lot of people online were angry about this. England fans voted for him. Why would they be angry? Oh, what did you make of him winning that award? And the reaction to it?
Bro, it's just again, look, I understand what people were saying, yeah, because Palmer's barely played, innit? But the thing is, Palmer's a rare case, bro. Yeah. The guy barely played, and everyone, let's go back to the tournament. Every single person, including rivals, was begging for this guy to start because Foden was getting cooked. Yeah. Foden was playing and he wasn't doing anything. Jude was played in a role where he should have never been playing, right? And I kept telling you, Saka, we're not going to see the best of Saka for England unless you play him next to Palmer, right? People think I just hate Saka, and I said, no, Saka has to start on the right. You play Palmer next to him, right? Because he can do what Odegaard does for Arsenal, for England, right? He comes on in the semi-final. He gets an assist to send us to the final. Obviously, Watkins got a very good goal, but Palmer got the assist. In the final, the only bit of joy that we had in the final was from Palmer. He comes on, bags a goal straight away. As soon as he comes on, you can see that right-hand side looks a little bit more lively, right? We score. Obviously, we lost that game, but they were very, very good. There were vital moments that he helped us have in that tournament, Terry. And like I've said, every single person was saying Palmer needs to start, right? So again, he barely played, yes, but when he did play, he actually affected the game. He was key in what we was trying to do. He scored. He got an assist at the highest level in minimal game time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, everyone voted. If you lot didn't want Palmer to get it, you should have voted for Jude. You should have voted for Saka, right? Everyone voted for Palmer. You know, it's a fan vote. That's how they work it out.
So yeah. A lot of these fan votes you can't take seriously because you can't remove the tribalism for most. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what it comes down to because that's the only way it makes sense. Like I said, for fans to just look at it and go, yeah, like right now, you know, he's been great. He's been, you know, he's the flavor of the season so far. So people are gonna be more inclined to vote for him. He's the most popular English player at the moment. But he hasn't been England's best player this season or this year or most impactful player. So maybe next year, once they figure out a manager. But yeah, like fan votes, you can't get angry at it because fans are just going to vote for their player. And then you'll have like other fans that maybe don't like an Arsenal, don't want to vote for an Arsenal player, won't vote for an Arsenal player, won't vote for a Spurs player. That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just